Hi! I cheated almost every single day this week. It has been hard. The momentum from the first week definitely wore off. The novelty of the first week definitely wore off. I got fancy because it's day bajillion of quarantine and I have nothing left to do, and why not? Literally after I recorded last week's video, I went to Taco Bell. I had a really great chat with some of my best friends. My friend who is on the program and told me about it, she sort of walked me through what that first cheat day could and should be like. I was really concerned that if I cheated even a little bit, that I would then just completely give up on the whole thing and just be done with it. I've never been good with the middle ground. It's always been all or nothing. I've proven to myself that I can in fact go a whole week without going off plan even once because I did it, right? So that's good to know for those cheat days. It's not the end of the world. It could be a very big bad cheat meal, but then I know that I am capable of going back to the plan. This week in particular was pretty tricky. I had a really intense panic attack halfway through the week. So that by itself was really difficult. It's always tricky to manage those things, especially with, you know, a pandemic compounded on top of that. There's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety going on. Also, I got some very sad news this week. The kitty that I grew up with back home in Michigan, my mom had to put her down this week, and it was really sad. I was definitely searching for comfort, and it just made sense to go back to my old friend food. I wasn't getting comfort from the food. I was using it as an excuse to go get the food. When I got the junk, I wasn't thinking about Mocha. I wasn't thinking about the panic attack. I wasn't thinking about any of those sad things so that I was actively comforting myself with the food. I just used that as an excuse to go get the crap. And that's not okay. And I'm very happy that I recognize that and know that this is something to continue to work on. It's obviously not something that's gonna just switch overnight. It's very tricky to deal with because food is a choice that you make multiple times a day. You can't choose to not eat. And so you have to make that really hard choice every time to go, no, I'm gonna eat the good stuff. When I was doing, you know, those like mini binges this week, I wasn't feeling better when I was eating the food. I was just sort of being complacent, and then once I was done, even during a little bit, I felt disappointed and frustrated that I'd not stuck to the plan. This particular plan is not cheap. It's pretty expensive, and I really want to give myself a shot. I've said this so many times, but it's just a choice that I do have to make over and over again, and it's been tricky. So this week was hard. I did find the foods that I sort of like and can see myself eating on a regular basis, and I could see making this a routine. What I've done to keep myself busy in between fueling, paint by numbers. Got paint all over me. And it was just a bunch of fun to make something and keep myself busy and not be worried every 3 seconds about, oh, is it time to eat? Oh, should I go cheat? So I think what will work for me is just continuing to find things that keep me busy, things that keep me happy and distracted and not focused on just the food, which is really difficult during this particular time when we are all at home. And it's been 2 months now, so there's kind of not a lot left to do. We've all sort of settled into our quarantine routines, and I need to work on finding productive ways to use this time while also taking care of myself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, to holistically figure out what works for me. I'm not gonna go crazy, but I think this I can do. I'm going into week 3 with a sort of renewed sense of motivation and purpose. Hopefully I can get things a little bit back on track. If not, I'm not gonna stress about it. The world is crazy right now, but I do wanna hold myself accountable. That's why I'm even doing this, is to just have a record of, hey Nat, you said you were gonna do this thing. Let's try to do this thing. If you are thinking about doing this, contact me so I can get you in touch with my gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful coach, Cheryl, because you cannot do this without her. I promise you. Just from personal experience alone, Cheryl is the only reason I'm still doing this. This is something that I'm doing to sort of kick those old habits as best I can and move forward in a healthy way. Thank you so much for watching and going on this journey with me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.